Hello and welcome. I am Thomas Porteous. Major diplomatic moves are underway as US officials are set to meet with Russia's delegation in Saudi Arabia to discuss the ongoing war with Ukraine. However, the absence of both Ukraine and European representation at the table raises questions about the direction of these negotiations. While Volodymyr Zelensky expresses concerns over Ukraine's exclusion, European officials remain shocked by the lack of invitations. With Europe urged to step up in defense by the US, what does this mean for the future of the war and global diplomacy? Today we are joined by Dr. Sergei Dvorianov, Director of Communications of BRICS Culture Media Forum, located in Moscow, Russia. My first question is to you, Dr. Dvorianov. I was wondering, is it appropriate for the United States and Russia to engage in these peace negotiation talks without Ukraine consent? And how does Russia justify in negotiating Ukraine's future without its direct participation?
Good evening. Thank you for your question. It's again, we're coming to the point of the legacy. Who can be real and honest representative of Ukraine nation, of Ukraine people today? Of course, it cannot be Mr. Zelensky, who was elected and during his election promised that he will stop this war, but he increased this war and finally he destroyed his nation. That is a question of legacy. And come again, in our previous panel discussion, one of the experts, he told that Europe should wake up after the Trump come again in power. Of course, Europe should we wake up. I am completely agree, obviously, because how it can be happened, but in the middle of the Europe continent, exactly in one of the biggest European country like Ukraine, Nazi movement was reborn again, and all European politicians tried to use this Nazi movement against Russia. How it can be?
The European powers like the UK, like Germany, have obviously given millions and millions of dollars to Ukraine in aid. And I wanted to talk about the potential risks and benefits of excluding European nations from this talks. Dr. Dvorianov, I wanted to come to you first. Does Russia view the exclusion of European nations as beneficial to the negotiation process? It's obviously the continent where the war is occurring.
Thank you for your question. First of all, we can see even a distant nation which was chosen to the negotiator for peace conversation, right? It's Saudi Arabia, Middle East. It's not any European country at all. Now we can see that Europe out of the process. We can very carefully listen to the speeches of American politicians. And we can recognize even American current government not satisfied completely what situation right now happened in Europe. And if we are coming to the current European leaders, for example, Mr. Macron, is he has any like real authority or like trust from his own nation? Not at all. German leader Scholz, same. We can see that European population again is their own politicians. It's not my opinion. It's actually, I'm just approached some statement from the speech of Vice President of United States, who told about some Romanian president who was elected officially without any faults, and finally, because of some European conspiracy against some basic principle, democratic principles, these politicians was not appointed and was not come to the power in Romania. We can see that Europe continent destroyed, all European politicians, they destroyed themselves. That is on their own fault. Russia is not taking advantage from this situation. We have our own historical mission. You should understand this very clearly. We always try to support small nation. We always try to support like justice regarding the relationship between any country. That's why we can deal with this with Donald Trump, because he is such kind of smart personality. Of course, he should receive Nobel Prize. What is the harm?
How significant is this possibility of sanction relief for Russia in these negotiations, do you think?
I don't think that this question of sanction is like a main point to pressure Russia, our country. We can see that even after this special military operation, the process in economy of our country was such kind positive and increase our own industrial field, increase all our entrepreneurship movement, everything. We was mobilized to all these challenges. That's why it doesn't matter for us right now. It's not a question to change our position. But again, I want to come to my previous speaker. He uses very attractive for my mind word surrender. That Trump want to put Ukraine to surrender. Surrender, this condition is not bad, but to whom we have to be surrendered? That is most important. Please kindly show me any European leader to whom we can be surrendered. Who right now has such kind of authority or like wisdom to be involved on this peace negotiation process? Who of European politicians? All of them, they completely destroyed their own nation because they completely support Ukraine. Look what happened even in UK. They always change their prime minister. They always in the process to change. They think that if they put new prime minister, they will solve all the problems. It's not like it's not what works like this. Only Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin right now, the real great and greatest leader in the world. That's why they have a power to decide how they will start a new process to change all global thinking of all politicians.
Yes.
And I completely believe to the prediction of Edgar Casey, who was a prophet, who was born in America, and he predict that friendship between America and Russia will change the world.
Thank you very much.